Hello, welcome to my channel, Duckpotatoe's World. My name is Katie, aka Mrs. Duckpotato, and this is my monthly vlog, Created to Create, and it is October 1st of 2024. And if you are finding me for the first time, I'm so happy to have you. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. We have lots of fun things to talk about this month, and I'm excited to be here with you today. Now, let's see. You can find me on Ravelry as Mrs. Duckpotato. I'm on Instagram as Mrs. Duckpotato. I am on Facebook as Katie Brohard. I'm on Goodreads as Katie Brohard. I'm on YouTube as Mrs. Duckpotato. So if you need to get a hold of me, find me in one of those places. I usually answer pretty quick. And yeah, so things to talk about, guys. I am coming off of my DFW Fiber Festival high. Now, I totally failed you guys. I did not film during the festival at all. I saw like half a dozen other YouTubers filming. If you want to see some great shots of the DFW Fiber Festival, I'm sure if you just search that on YouTube, you will find some. I can suggest an Inquisitive Crafter. Her YouTube channel has a very good quick view of the festival. So if you want to check her out, I highly recommend her. Otherwise, I don't have any pictures. I was too busy living in the moment, enjoying my mom and Tracy. And we had the most fun. It was so great to get to spend some time with basically two of my favorite people in the world. I hadn't seen my mom in what felt like forever. And of course, I always love seeing Tracy. And we had just the most fun. And I was having way too much fun to think about stopping and filming or taking pictures. I just didn't do it. So, sorry. I'm so sorry. If you like that kind of thing, like I said, go check out an Inquisitive Crafter. Her most recent video has a great little overview of what was going on at the festival. So if you couldn't go, you can get a quick look-see through her YouTube channel. What I am wearing, it has been requested that I point out my toppers. So I am wearing my pair Eyewear pink clear Wanda frames with my blind as a bat prescription in them. And my toppers are a pair I'm actually really excited to share with you. They come from Kimberley's Krafts. She's a Facebook group on YouTube, on Facebook. You can search Kimberley's Krafts and I'll put her name up here and a link down below. But she custom made these ducks for me for my YouTube channel. So duck, there's like a duck brow and then just the green underneath. And I also have on my Hot Springs Fiber Company stitch markers that are ducks that I like to do double duty as earrings. So that is all of the knitting I'm wearing. It's still pretty warm out here in East Texas. It's been in the low 90s to high 80s. I did wear some knitted socks when we went to the East Texas State Fair last Saturday. And it was kind of a letdown. I used to help with the creative arts part of the fair with the knitting and the crafting and stuff. And our fairgrounds, we had kind of... Hold on just a second. I'm so sorry. I went into a new room and my dog was upset. Come here, Roxy. You want to say hi? Come on. Come on. You guys come up. They can't see you down there. Roxy, come on. Come on. She doesn't want to jump up. She was going to howl until I let her in the room. So she likes to get under this desk when I'm in this room. When I play my guitar and practice, she comes in here and sits either under me or under this desk. And if I let her, she will sing with me. I may show you guys her singing with me here in a minute. Anyway, what was I talking about? What was I talking about, Rox, before you barked and interrupted? I talked about my pair eyewear. I talked about my earrings. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know where I was. So hopefully if it was important, I'll get back to it. Anyway, so we're moving right along with finished objects. Let's see. I have finished. Oh, right here. All right, y'all. I have finished my This Away shawl by Carissa Browning. Now, it is small. It's my own fault. I knew that I was using lace weight yarn and the pattern called for fingering. I thought I was using the size 3 needles that the pattern called for, but again, because I am hard of seeing, I had picked up the 2s and didn't realize it until I was almost to the middle, and I didn't want to start over. So, I mean, it blocked out to about 66 inches. I'm 66 inches. So, but it's just a little smaller than I wanted. I did make the largest size in the hopes that even though it was small yarn and small needles, that maybe it would make up for it. It didn't. I still like it. It's just a little smaller than I would normally do. But I can still absolutely wear it in a scarf kind of way. I'm not going to be able to wear it like a wraparound shawl like I was intending. I actually have been debating. I had lots of leftover because I used too small of a needle, and so I have plenty of leftovers. I was thinking about putting tassels on all 3 points. So let me know what you guys think of that, if I should put tassels on my shawl or not. But yeah, it is too warm to wear it right now. Oh, I was talking about the fair. I remembered what I was talking about. Anyway, we'll finish talking about this and then I'll go back and finish my story about the fair. But yeah, so it was a fun pattern. It was very unique construction. Last month when I showed this, I wasn't very far along at all. I was here. I had done this much. So in the last month, I have knit all the way across and back down to this point. And then you put the center, let's see if I can show you kind of how it goes. You see this kind of upside down Y here. So you put these stitches on waste yarn, like right through here, so that you're doing the decreases and then the increases. Then you come back in and open up the waste yarn and put in that third panel, if that made any sense. So I did all of that in the last month. Because it was lace weight yarn, it was a little slippery. It probably would have been a little bit easier if I had used either my acrylic needles or my wooden ones, but I was using my metal chai-gu, which are normally my favorite, and for some reason I powered through and refused to switch. I don't know why. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It did feel like it took forever. I literally knit on almost nothing but this for the last 3 weeks. And I did not finish it in time to wear it to DFW Fiber Festival. In fact, I posted on Instagram a picture of where I was when they closed the vendor hall on Sunday afternoon. I'll put that picture in here. That was as far as I got. I did finish it a couple of days later. But, you know, I didn't see that many people wearing. I saw 1 or 2 samples in shops and maybe 1 or 2 on a person's body. But I didn't see that many people wearing it this year. But I enjoy doing the Fiber Festival make-alongs. I was talking to you guys about the fair, though. I had taken my boys to the East Texas State Fair. It's not the same thing as the State Fair of Texas, which we do go to sometimes as well. This is just the East Texas Fair. I don't know why they put the word state in it. They did, though. Anyway, I used to help with the creative arts competition when the fair was back behind the convention center in Tyler. And the buildings there were falling apart, and they tore down the convention center and rebuilt it. And we tried to have the fair out there a couple of times, and it just wasn't working well. Like, some of the buildings were so old that Elvis performed in them before he was big. Like, I guess that would have been in the 40s, early 50s. Not exactly sure. They were old. So they had bought some land several years ago and were supposed to be developing it to move the fair out where there's a little more space and more parking and, you know, just better, newer facilities. And they had to start having the fair out there. This was the first year at the new location. And it was fine. I mean, it was fun. It was much smaller than it's been in the past. And there was no creative arts. There was no knitting, no doll making, no hobbies, no collections, no canned foods. They did have the ag, like horticulture designs. They did have the baby chicks. They did have the photography contest still. And some of the painting, but nowhere near like they usually had for painting. So that was kind of a bummer, because it's usually one of my favorite things to do is go to the Creative Arts building and go to the Ag building. They did have an Ag building, but it was mostly empty. I know that the livestock shows for the fair had to be at the old location, so there weren't really a lot of animals to go and look at. I felt like the midway rides were a little downscaled. But all in all, for the first year after a move, it wasn't bad. We still had fun. I mean, totally ate turkey leg and fried Oreos and had a lovely time. So it was a fun afternoon. And I don't remember what the point was, but that was what I was talking about when my dog interrupted. So anyways, finished objects, finished this, and I also have finished 2 crochet bags. So I did take a class at the festival. I have taken, this is my second time to take a class at DFW Fiber Festival. A few years ago, I took the Stephanie Pearl McPhee class called, I don't remember what it was called. It was her lecture style class where she tells you not to knit while she talks, which is kind of funny. But she just talks through some concepts of knitting, and I enjoyed that class when I took it. I learned about running stitch markers. I learned how to fix edge stitches. I found like it was very entertaining and very informative. But that's the only other class I've ever taken. This year, and to get in that class when I did take that one was stressful because the DFW Fiber Festival classes fill up like as soon as they open half the time. So this year I thought, well, I'm not going to try to get any particular class. I'm just going to wait a couple of weeks after registration opens, and then I'll go see what is not full, and I'll take something from there. And so that's what I did. And I wound up taking a cottage core crochet bag class with Allison Hoffman, and I really enjoyed it. And this is what I made. So it is this cute little purse. It has a little snap in the roof, and I went in and actually lined mine, so it just looks like denim inside because I lined it with actually just some iron-on patches I had, just because I didn't want to weave in all those ends, and I want to be able to put stuff in it and not be worried that it's going to fall between my crochet, although I think my weave is pretty nice and tight for my crochet. But yeah, it was way fun. I decorated the little house. I had the idea to put this border around the front. I thought it looked nice. And she provided all the hardware for it and the yarn. Like all you had to bring was your hook and, you know, like a darning needle. So she provided all the embellishments. I mean, you had to crochet your own door, but anyway, it was way fun. I had so much fun doing it, in fact, that the class, which I think was on Saturday, and on Monday, I was taking my mother-in-law to her bone marrow biopsy. So she was diagnosed with leukemia over the summer. And just to update you on her, she is doing really well. Everything is going better than the oncologist expected. She is probably not going to have to do as many rounds of chemo as they were originally anticipating. And they did her bone marrow biopsy 1 round of chemo sooner than they had originally planned because she's doing so well. And the reports back from her biopsy were also good. So yay, praise God for that. But anyway, I was waiting for her and I thought, you know, I'm going to make a little purse for my niece. And of course I didn't have any yarn with me because I have yarn running on my ears, but I don't have it with me. But my sister-in-law crochets and she hooked me up. So I made this cute little bag for my niece, and I actually just attached the lanyard from the Fiber Festival to it to make it like a little purse. I'll put a picture in of the purse and of my niece because she's cute. But yeah, so that is my other finished object. And then I also, I sewed up the toes to the socks I cranked out. So these were, the knitting was done on these. These were machine knit heel tab no-show socks. It is a pattern by, I believe, Dean & Bean. And this one is in my Felt Fusion Superwash Bamboo Sock Yarn in the colorway What Katie Did that my husband bought me several years ago, and I've been waiting for the perfect pattern to knit. And I actually made a cowl out of it, and then I made these socks out of what was left over. So I Kitchenered up the toes, and so these are completely done. The ends are woven in and everything. And then I did the same thing for this pair of socks, which is the same pattern, the heel tab no-show shorty socks by Dean & Bean. If they're not by Dean & Bean, I'm suddenly not sure I'm saying that right. I don't remember who came up with the pattern. It might not have been Dean & Bean, but I'll put it on the screen somewhere. Anyway, these were in Night Owl Fibers Barn Owl Sock in colorway Hoppin' With My Scotch, and the Knit Picks Stroll Sock in colorway Pucker. And these actually coordinate. I bought this Night Owl Fiber yarn to make a pair of socks for one of my sisters, and I saved the scraps to make short socks for me. So that's my sister who's got slightly bigger feet than me. I can usually make 2 regular size pairs of socks out of 1 hank of yarn, especially if I'm using contrast colors for like the heels or the toes or the cuffs. But on this particular set, I didn't quite have enough to do 2 full size socks, but I had plenty to do shorties. I even had a little left over. And y'all, look at that. They're not perfect. You can see there's like a little bit of a yellow stripe at the toe here that's not on this one, but they are pretty darn close. I mean, I'm gonna call them twins. They look like twins to me. I love it when my socks are twins. So I did finish that. In terms of works in progress, I am still the blanket addict that I was last month. I have a problem. I don't know what to tell you. I started on a new baby blanket because I finished my hexagon baby blanket you guys saw before. And this is the Banyan Love and Double Tree. Banyan Love and Double Love. Banyan Love and Double Love baby blanket. I don't remember who made this pattern either, but I'll put it up here that I've started for one of my pastors who's having a baby. And it's, oh, I'm showing you the wrong side. So far, all it is just some garter ridge columns and some stockinette columns. I have about 70 rows done so far. So I'm going to do about 30 or 40 more rows, and then there will be a tree of life worked in the middle, and then finish it up. So I'm already like a fourth of the way done. And I only started this a couple of days ago. I tell you what, when you knit on a lot of fingering weight or like a lace weight project like this, and then you switch to an Aran weight project on size 9 needles, it feels like it flies, which is good because this baby is due in 2 weeks. So I don't know that I will have it done before he is born, but I will have it done hopefully before the end of October, or definitely by Christmas. So his mother, I made, put pictures of the other 2 blankets I made for their other 2 children. This pastor and his wife are super precious to me. I really love them. They are very, very dear to me. It's our music minister and his wife, and they're both just sweet people and so talented and such wonderful people. And it's my joy to make these baby blankets for them. And I've made 2 already, rather large ones. They're throw size. They're not really baby size. And when I was getting ready to knit this one, Megan was like, you don't need to do another blanket. Like, we have 2 really beautiful blankets, but I just couldn't. Like, that poor third baby, he's going to be like, so my big brother and big sister are worth all this effort, but not me. I just couldn't not do it. So they were super sweet. They were like, don't worry about it. But I just felt like I had to make this baby a blanket also. So he's getting one also. I don't know if they're planning to have any more kids. If they are, we may have to come up with, I don't know, sew them a blanket or something. But this guy is getting one, and I'm getting good progress done on that. Oh, I forgot a finish object. Hold on. I'm back. So this has been done for a while. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm like all over the place this month. I have had so much going on. In the last week and a half. But anyway, this is something that's been done for a while, but when I finished it, it went to hang out at Hot Springs Fiber Company for a little while, so I have not been able to show the completed finished project on the channel, and I do want to show it. But this is my shell-shocked Blanket of Knowledge from the very first year that we did Blanket of Knowledge. All completely done, all the ends woven in, an applied I-cord border on the edge. Yeah, love it. I'm going to show you the picture. Give me one more sec. Okay, I'm back again. So this is actually the picture that the colorway is based on. So I think that she captured the feeling of the colorway just beautifully. This is the first month. It's almost a perfect mimic of the painting. So, love it. Very happy to have that home with me. I'm going to be snuggling with it all winter long. Anyway, finished objects are done for real this time. And I'll go back to my WIPs. Actually, my Banyan Love blanket is the only thing I have cast on new, except for I did finally start my 2024 Blankets of Knowledge. So, what do I want to show you first? Let's start with my cabin in the woods. All right, my cabin in the woods blanket, which is actually a 2023 Blanket of Knowledge. It is not done, but it is organized and pinned together. So I just need to decide how I am going to attach it. So all of the blocks have been laid out, and I'll put in a picture of all the blocks laid out in the order I'm going to seam them up. But they are all planned out and they're pinned together. So I just need to seam them up. And while that may not seem like a lot of progress, because I think last month I had all of the blocks finished, but it is quite a lot of progress because they are all done. They are all blocked. Most of them have their ends woven in. There's still a few that need their ends woven in. And I have done the mental gymnastics of planning out how I'm going to lay them out. And I had 30, let's see, 6. I got 3 out of 24. No, out of 12. That's 36, yeah. So I have 36 blocks. And it was hard to, like 6 by 6 would have been kind of the easiest way to lay them out. But they're not square, and it made the blanket an awkward size. So I talked to my son, this is a gift for my son, and asked him would he rather have like a throw size blanket or like a twin size. And he said, oh no, I want something long, because he's almost 6 feet tall if he's not 6 feet tall, and he wants to be able to cover his feet. So I laid it out in the end, I think 4 by 9 is what I did. I laid it out 4 by 9. And so it's long and skinny, like a big rectangle. And he's happy with that. So that will be needing, this month needs to get seamed up and a border put on it so I can give it to him for his birthday at the end of the month. So progress on Cabin in the Woods. My enchanted blanket is the same. I don't remember if I had finished the last month when I filmed last or not, but I have now finished July, and it is completely done. All it needs is a border, but it is hanging out in Hot Springs Fiber Company, being a shop sample, where hopefully little fairies will weave in the ends and block it for me. And if not, then I'll do it when I get home. But it still needs a border, but it's hanging out in Hot Springs, so I'm not even worried about that right now. And then, of course, there's my scarf of knowledge, which I'm having a lot of fun with. So I do the game plan videos that talk about how to do the knit stitches for the blanket of knowledge. And to demonstrate that this year, I have started a scarf of knowledge. Whoops, I guess I can show you the right side, y'all. There we go. So this is the September pattern and the September bonus pattern. Down here's the August one. You can see there I used about 20 grams of yarn for both sections, but you can see at that bottom section it's a much tighter pull because of all those cables. This section's a lot looser. So I haven't blocked it. It'll block a little wider, no problem, when I get around to blocking it. And I'll probably put some kind of an I-cord edging or something around the scarf when I'm done. But I have got 2 months into that. And I'll tell you a funny story. I have 4 of these little stitch markers. They're like little bitty baby feet, and I love them. Tracy gave them to me, and she gave me 4 because I have 4 boys. And we were sitting around at DFW Fiber Festival, and I thought, I could not find the other little feet. I could only had 2. And I thought, what in the world did I do with the other feet? So I looked and I looked and I looked, and I finally texted Tracy. I was like, did you borrow 2 of my little feet? Because we had been sharing stitch markers. And I don't mind sharing stitch markers. I mean, half of mine come from her anyway. But those were kind of special, and she knew they were kind of special because they were kind of symbolic of my boys. And she was like, I don't think so, but I'll look around. And we couldn't find them, and we couldn't find them. And then I pulled out my scarf, and I went, here, I found them. They're on my scarf of knowledge. I had forgotten I had used them to mark the border edges on that project. So I usually keep surprisingly detailed tabs on where all my little bits and bobbles are, but that was a time when I forgot something. And then I started my Fall Fun Blanket of Knowledge, which is the brand new color story for 2024. And I'm excited to show you. There's very little done. I have not finished August. Not even started September. But it is at least on the needles. Now, if I can show it to you. It's a little bit tricky because I like to do everything the hard way. So, normally you would just cast on and do your strip if you're doing strip construction. But I decided that when I finish this blanket, I want to be done. I don't want to need to put a border on it. I want to be done. So I decided that I would go ahead and do my border first. So I have worked in my contrast color I think 10 rows of garter stitch. I'm just going to do a garter border, and then I've started my cabled pattern, and I'm going to use intarsia and carry up a garter border up the side as well as I work. And then whenever I get to the sash in between months, I think instead of doing the bonus stitch, I'm just going to do a garter stash all the way across there as well. And then when I finish this in a year, I can weave in the ends, block it if I want to, and it's done. So trying that out with my fall fun. I do have, if you would like to see, this is the August colorway. It is gorgeous. I'm excited about this new color story. I love the fall colors. And then this is the September color story, if you'd like to see that. I love it too. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But I am working on that. My main goals for October are still going to be finish the baby blanket, finish my son's blanket, but I am going to be trying to catch up on my other blankets of knowledge as well. I'm not letting myself cast on anything new until I get my blankets under control and caught up. And the 2 years I've done blanket of knowledge, I've almost always been caught right up on to the next month. I rarely got behind, and if I did, it was just for a little bit and then I caught back up. It's a little bit stressful feeling, I guess, nerve-wracking to be behind like it's October and I don't have August done, much less September, but I just keep telling myself it's okay. I will catch it up. I will. I'm not even worried about that. So it'll be fine. I'm not going to be casting on a lot of new stuff until I get my blankets kind of caught up. I do have a project in line that I want to cast on, but I'm going to wait. Let's see. And then that brings me to my second 2024 blanket of knowledge, my fourth one for this conversation. 1, 2, 3. Oh, fifth one. I mean, I didn't show the enchanted, but I talked about it. Anyway, I got a blanket problem. We all know I got a blanket problem. This is my campfire, and I am doing this in the crochet. So it was off to a rocky start. Crochet and I don't know. I did it though. I have done the setup rows and the first 4 rows, and I do believe this is correct. So it's just me. I'm still confused about counting stitches in crochet. I still have to put like a stitch marker all over the place, the beginning and the end and the middle, because otherwise I get confused. But overall, I'm really happy. And I don't like to follow directions. So I have, I put this the wrong side. I don't like to follow directions. So of course, as always, I am going to be doing my own kind of thing. So this is about 20 inches, and I am going to make 12 20-inch blocks. And then I'm planning to seam them together like 2x6 and make a blanket. So that is my plan. So that instead of having 24 or 36 blocks to seam, I'm only going to have 12. And I'm just going to make each block, like whatever size this block comes out, I'll aim to make all the other blocks the same size. So I wanted to at least get it cast on. Well, I don't know what are you saying, crochet? Chained on? Cast on? Started? I don't know I swear, it's like 2 different languages. I speak knitting fluently, but I am still learning crochet. So what do you call it when you start a crochet project? Do you say cast on? Do you say something else? I don't know. So let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, that is all of my blanket of knowledge fun. And I didn't prepare a spotlight on blanket of knowledge projects. I just haven't had time to think about it. But if you would like to have your blanket of knowledge project featured in my YouTube channel, then please email me a picture of your project and let me know what your color story is to the channel email in the description box down below. Or if you are in the Blanket of Knowledge Facebook group, you can tag me there. Or if you're in the Ravelry group, I have a whole thread just for that purpose. So crochet or knit, I'd love to show off your work. Send me a message and we'll get you your beautiful project. It can be a work in progress. It does not have to be done, but we'll get it put in on the channel. Now, let's see. What else? Acquisitions. So, of course, I just came back from DFW Fiber Festival, but I actually didn't spend a whole lot of money. I was very restrained, mainly because I needed to eat, and most of my money fed me. We had too much fun eating good food. We went to Olive Garden and Uncle Julio's. Ooh, and we played bingo on the bingo night, which There were some technical difficulties. Like, it was clearly a new event, and they had some sound issues, like nobody thought to get a microphone, so there was some hearing issues, but overall it went really well and it was way fun. So we did do the bingo night, but I did shop, but I just didn't shop as much as I have in the past. But it's fine. I have plenty of yarn, and the things I did buy I really love. So the first thing I want to show you is this basket. And this basket, it is holding my Fall Fun Blanket of Knowledge. So I've already got a project in it, and it snaps closed like this. I love it. It can be a purse. You can carry it like a purse. You can carry it like a project bag. I carried it around. I think I bought it Friday and then carried it around Saturday and Sunday because I could fit so much in it. But I really love the basket that I bought. And I will tell you where I got it from. I saved the tag right here. It came from Akua's Boutique. You can go get more if you want more at akuasboutique.com. And I think Hot Springs Fiber Company is going to carry some of them, the baskets, in their shop too. So you might check out there also. But then, of course, I got the Fiber Festival bag, which I'm not sure what I think about. It's a great bag. Like, it's not a nice thick canvas. It has a pretty good sized bottom. It has a snap closure. In those ways, I like it. But it's just, compared to the giant tote bags that I've gotten from Fiberfest in the past, it's just a little, I don't know, it was kind of a bit of a letdown. I was expecting this big mammoth tote bag. And this one's, it's just a little different. It's fine. It says I was just cotton in the moment, but I came back to carry your things. So I guess it's recycled, which is handy. And it has the logo and all the sponsors on it and stuff. So it was still a handy bag, but it was just different. I guess it just wasn't what I was expecting. Like, there's nothing wrong with this bag, but the bags I've had in the past are just really different. I've had two really big tote bags that I've gotten, and then one that was maybe about this size, but it was like insulated like a lunchbox and had lots of pockets and compartments for your stuff, and even one of the pockets had like a hole for your yarn to feed through. This one just, it was a lot more simpler than that, so just different than what I was expecting. So I bought this. What else did I acquire? Ooh! So I got a little pen from somebody, 28north.com. It's a little pin. And I bought 2 sets of needle toppers because I'm just having too much fun with these. I found a set that's like little crosses with white swirlies. And then this set says, just have fun. And I like those, so I got those. Actually, one of these sets I bought, the other one was free. One of the board members came and gave one of the shops just a bucket full of needle toppers and said, give these out. So actually I paid for one, but the other one was free. And then, and then somebody walked through and gave everybody these cute little macarons that hold with stitch markers in them. Macaroons, I don't know what they are. I saw this meme once that was like, this is a macaron, this is a macaroon, this is a McEnroe. Apparently he's like a tennis player. And whenever I think of these little cookies, I think of that meme, but I still can't remember which one was which. But inside, if I can get it to open, it has a few stitch markers, and just some friendly person was just handing them out at the seating area where people were hanging out near the vibratory. I never know how to say that. I think it's supposed to be a play on laboratory, so it's probably vibratory. But yeah, and then my mom bought me a birthday present, because she usually buys me a birthday present at Fiber Festival. And we saw this last year and we wanted to get it and they were out. So when we saw it again this year, we bought it. This is a hat kit from Stunning Strings Studios, and it just makes a little Texas. And you can put your heart, in DFW if you want, or if you're me, I might scoot it over and put it closer to where Tyler and Lindale are. And it came with this cute little bag, because I'm a sucker for A, a bag, and B, anything with Texas on it. And then they were selling stitch toppers, so I had to buy me a pair of Texas stitch toppers. So that will be a project I will probably do sometime this year, because Mom and I will probably knit them and wear them together. Maybe. Maybe we'll wear them together. I don't know how hot it will be. Although we were actually pretty chilly in the convention center this year. Mom was wishing she'd brought a sweater. So we might like wearing a hat next year. But let's see. Oh, and I have two other really unique and special acquisitions. So the first other thing I want to show you. I have a very dear friend. He was actually a teacher of mine in high school. And we've stayed in touch and just become very good friends. He's very precious to me. His name is Cliff. You've heard about him before. So I did meet him and have dinner with him Sunday night. And then I hung out with his friend Tommy for just a little bit. But their movie, let's see, A Creature Was Stirring, starring me. I'm not really starring. I have like a 30-second cameo. But their movie, A Creature Was Stirring, it is done. We saw the screening for it, the pre-screening, about a month ago or so, but it is done. It is supposed to be picked up on at least 5 different streaming services. Some of them are ones that you will know. I am not allowed to tell you what yet, but just as soon as I will be telling you. They don't have release date yet, so I guess we're still waiting on like someone to sign a line or cross a T or dot an I or something. But as soon as that information is available, I will be telling you about it. It is a silly, fun, heartwarming zombie apocalypse Christmas story. I know those things sound like they don't go together, but they do go together. It is funny. It is funny for everyone, whether you're a 3, 33, or 103. You're going to enjoy this movie. And if for no other reason than to see me make my debut as an actress on the silver screen. You'll need to watch it. It'll be fun. But anyway, I had met him and had dinner with him, and he gave me some really precious things I want to share with you. Now, his mother passed away recently, and she had crocheted these tiny little teacups. I don't know how long ago. He thought maybe when she was young, like a child. And he gave me 3 of them. So I've got 2 that they need to be starched. That's a good shot. I've got this little blue one. And I have this little pink and white and blue one. Tiny little saucers and teacups. And then I've got one that is yellow that's still very starched. This one stays very nice. But yeah, he gave these to me, and I was so honored that he would share those with me, and I am so happy to have them. But I did get my 3 little tiny teacups, and then I also got my newest Kathleen Fuller book in the mail, Mistletoe Season. So the first story in this one is Kathleen's, and I am not very far into it. I'm on page, I'm about to start chapter 3, but I am loving it already. I know Kathleen, and she's a dear friend of mine, and her books are wonderful, clean, wholesome romances that just leave you feeling all warm and fuzzy inside. This actual book has 3 different short stories. The other ones are by Sheila Roberts and Pepper Basham. I don't think I've read either of those authors yet, so I will be reading them for the first time. If you want to follow me on Goodreads, like I said earlier, I'm Katie Brohard on Goodreads. I am pretty good about writing down what I'm reading and giving them stars. I'm not always really great about actually writing a review. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I don't. But those are my, most of my, one more acquisition. So the DFW Fiber Festival does a stitch marker exchange. And I actually got quite a few stitch markers, more than is here. But I used almost all of them to pin together my Cabin in the Woods blanket of knowledge. So you can't see them. But I did have a whole bunch of stitch markers. And then I actually bought these. These are 3D printed music related stitch markers. Those, I don't know if you can see them. I may take a picture and put it in. Those I actually did buy on Friday from one of the booths, and I do not remember which booth, and I don't know that I have any way to tell what booth it was, because I have long since gotten rid of the little card that came with these. But I thought they were so cute, and the 3D printed is a really great idea because they're very lightweight, and yeah. But those are my stitch markers that I got because I have a stitch marker problem. I am about as sorry about that as I am about my blanket problem. Anyway, so let's see. That's all the things that I have received that are knitting related and craft related and things I wanted to share with you this month. but I have some things to share with you. So, Rich Mountain Fiber Company graciously donated not one, not two, but 3 things to give away to you viewers this month. She does an Arkansas yarn trail, which is a monthly yarn subscription for yarn lovers. The bases include an 85% merino superwash and 15% nylon, and they can be in high twist or soft 4-ply in the fingering weight. You can choose DK weight, and you can choose to add mini skeins. There's also a 100% merino superwash in a chunky base. So these yarns are soft and they take dye beautifully, and each subscription comes with 1 stitch marker and a printed pattern suggestion. So I will be giving away a 4-ply fingering weight with mini, a DK weight with mini, and a chunky. And I have 3 winners to announce. So this is the colorway we are giving away. I think this was her July colorway, which was the seedless watermelon, if I recall correctly. I don't know if it says on here or not. It might, but I don't want to pull it out and find it. But that's the color. And my 11-year-old colored Bible verses for you guys. So you're also getting Bible verses from my son. So I have selected 3 winners. I will announce them here. The first winner will get to pick first. The second winner will get to pick from what's left, and the third winner will get whatever the first 2 did not pick. So that's how we're going to do who gets what. And you will need to email me using the channel email in the description box down below to let me know that you won, and to let me know what yarn weight you want, if you're 1 or 2. Winner number 3, you will just get whichever one is left. But they're all 3 beautiful, and thank you very much, Rich Mountain Fiber, for donating to my viewers. Now, the winners are, number 1, William Henshaw 4838. Congratulations, you are my number 1 prize winner. You get to pick from all 3 weights which one you want. Just email me with the email for the channel down below and let me know what you're picking and your address, and I will get that shipped out to you. My second winner number 2, is Sierra Baker 4565. Congratulations. Whichever one my first winner doesn't get, you'll get to pick from those 2. I hope you enjoy. And last but not least, my third winner is Sherry Anderson 2524. Congratulations, Sherry. You have won the 3rd Rich Mountain Fiber Company Yarn Trails prize for this giveaway. So that was fun. I love having 3 people to give prizes to. I love to share yarn. Shareables are so much fun. So those will be in the mail to you guys just as soon as you get back with me with your address and your yarn weight choice if you have one. And that brings us to my October prize. I have another giveaway for you guys. Let's see. It's hiding behind me here. Oh, acrobatics. There it is. This is a very fun reflective bag that is donated to us from Hot Springs Fiber Company. So I guess if you are inclined to jog and knit at the same time, you will be very safe. And in the bag, also donated from Hot Springs Fiber Company, I have 2 balls of yarn that I picked out for October because they just felt kind of October-y to me. One is a Kathmandu Aran 100, which is a merino silk and cashmere tweed. Beautiful stuff. And the other is an El Rey Cash Merino, also an Aran weight, which is extra fine merino wool and cashmere. So I thought they would make something lovely together. Maybe a shawl or a scarf. I don't know if there's enough there to make a shawl, or a cowl or a hat. But I will be giving these 2 balls of yarn away. And I also have a couple of stickers. This one says post-apocalyptic life skills, and this one says I heart knitting. And then I also have a double-ended crochet hooks and needlepoint tool for repairing mistakes. There's 2 sizes in there. I picked that up at Hobby Lobby, got one for me, and thought I'd give one away too. So that is my prize for October. If you would like to be entered for a chance to win the October prize, then you will need to comment on the video, like it, share it, subscribe to my channel, all that good stuff. And I'll be picking a winner toward the end of the month. And that, my friends, is all there is to cover today, which I think is enough. You know what? I did promise that I would maybe let my dog sing. So if you want to hear my dog and I sing, stay tuned and I'll set that up real quick. All right. Now, she knows when she's allowed and when she's not allowed to sing with me. So we'll see if she behaves. gonna sing with me? She doesn't want to sing. Of course not. The camera's rolling. Come here, Roxy. Come on. We're gonna sing. You wanna sing with me? You ready? I hope you could hear her over the guitar, but she did. She howled along. And she's real good. If I howl, she will howl and sing with me. But if I sing people words, she's very quiet. But she loves to be in here while I play my guitar. So there's a little fun musical puppy minute for you. That is all that I've got to go over with you for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you are having fun creating all kinds of things. And I'm going to close this in prayer. Dear Lord Jesus, thank you so much for the many blessings that you've had. Thank you for the fun and safe trip and the time I was able to spend with my mom and with Tracy, and for our friends, the Donnas that were with us at Fiber Festival. Lord, I had such a wonderful time getting to know those women. And thank you so much for the little church in Irving that we got to worship with on Sunday. And thank you so much for the good report of my mother-in-law and her cancer. Lord, you are so gracious, and even when hard things come and the trials come, you never leave us and you never forsake us, but you walk with us and hold us and sustain us through all things. And for that, I am very grateful. And in your Son's most precious name we pray. Amen.